welcome to the Passport to Success podcast. This week's podcast, we are going to be looking at the Facebook report that has been published, which has been looking at the Facebook engagement, and we're going to be talking about how not to break the SEO rules. I'm Becca.
And I'm Simon from Passport to Success, the platform built by industry experts designed to help, advise, guide and support entrepreneurs and small businesses to success.
Yay! Woo.
So, as with every week, going to get into our tool that we've been diving into.
Free tool.
So this tool, it's not free per se.
Oh.
You can have a free trial.
Free trial counts.
Free trial.
Free trial.
So what it is that when you're starting up, you're going to have to have a number. You're going to have to have phones, which can be pricey per line. Go off meetings, etc. And you need to. I mean, it can be expensive when you're just starting up if you're having all these meetings and you're having to get different lines and everything. And what this tool is, it's called Dialpad. So it offers businesses one number with 5 extensions.
Yeah, that's good.
A virtual receptionist, a modern business voicemail, and video and conference calling.
And I guess that's something that might not be high on your priority list when you're starting out a new business, unless you are based in telephone sales or something like that. If you were to start up a business, I don't think phones would be quite high up on your list, would you?
No. But what it uses is it uses a VoIP phone system, which can help cut the costs significantly by working over the internet instead of traditional phone lines. So it really helps towards just cutting back some of the costs when you're first starting up, so your money can go elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
They can host conference calls, so it's really good tool. Definitely worth just having a bit of a go on the free trial that they offer, because what's the worst that could happen? If you don't like it, try something else. If you like it, when you've got a really good tool that it could potentially make a difference in your business. So it's just called Dialpad. I think if you just search for Dialpad on Google, if you put Dialpad, I think if you maybe put Dialpad free in, it pops up. Or you put in Dialpad conference calling, it pops up. We're going into our first section, which is a Facebook engagement report.
Facebook. Almost everyone has a Facebook page, personal, and I think there's an assumption that when you start your business, it's easy to do business Facebook as well.
Yeah.
It's not. It's completely different to social Facebook. We've got plenty of ways to help maximise your Facebook on Passport to Success. We talk about Facebook ads, all about engagement, links, that sort of thing, because it's completely different to a social, personal Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all really about the engagement. You want people to engage with all your posts on Facebook. You want the likes and loves and even the angers, because it means that people are engaging.
Mm-hmm.
You want comments and you want shares. So this report has been looking at the Facebook engagement over the past year.
Mm-hmm.
What's been the top engagements, all that sort of thing. So we've kind of found the highlights that we're going to give to you that's probably the most relevant to you as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. And it's been released by Quintly, and they've analysed over 94,000 Facebook pages and over 105 million posts.
It's pretty in-depth.
That's a lot of time on Facebook. So they want to know what's working and what's not working on Facebook. It's going through a bit of a transition at the minute, Facebook, isn't it? Because they're integrating Instagram and WhatsApp and Messenger.
Trying to all be like one.
Trying to become one messenger thing. There's all the issues in the news about, there was all the Cambridge Analytica stuff about, your people's personal data. There's also the stuff about fake news. There's all the stuff happening about social media sites having to have accountability, about issues that are affecting the youth.
Yes.
So they're having, it's not just Facebook, but it's having a big period of change and some issues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's interesting to find out what has been working and what hasn't been working on Facebook. So what's the top thing that we found?
So, top thing we found was, unsurprisingly, videos. Video posts actually generate a lot more engagement than link posts, 259% more.
Oh.
But, which is the issue, is that businesses still post links more than the videos, which, we get it, it's easy.
A link to your website.
A lot of effort.
Link to your products. Yeah.
It doesn't take a lot of effort. But videos are the ones that generate the more engagement, because they're actually engaging with the audience straight off the bat, if that makes sense. You're not having to click through to go to a link to then watch it.
Well,
it can pop up on Facebook.
Autoplay, don't they, on Facebook? It autoplays, which is good.
So, and out of the 105 million posts that were actually analysed, 55% were links, around 29% were images, around 14% were videos, and only around 2% were actually statuses.
Like just statuses.
Yeah, so, and it worked out that videos were 65% more interactive than images, and images were 105% more interactive than statuses. So even if you're not doing videos, you should definitely still try and do images.
Yeah, that's something that we've said before, is that people are more likely to interact with an image than words.
Yeah.
To make them jazzy. We've given you free tools before on the podcast about how to make really good graphics, really good images for your businesses. So
what is it? Is it a picture speaks 1,000 words?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
it's just easy for your audience to interact with, and you don't have to buy the best equipment to do videos.
iPhone cameras are amazing.
Exactly. Just
absolutely
standard
brilliant.
Cameras nowadays on your phone are actually really good quality. A lot of them do 1080p, which is normally what you should aim for.
Behind the scenes photos are always good at
it.
People like to see the people behind the businesses.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're at events, images are really good. And videos are as well. There's a couple of things that you need to remember about videos, is like try and have captions on them, because not many people at first listen to the videos with sound on.
No.
So if you're talking about something and you don't have your captions on, people just aren't going to click, they're not going to pay attention. And remember that it auto plays, so you really need to get your punchy statements out there within like the first 2 seconds, something like that. It's like, how quick do people scroll past?
You need to pull people in, so you need to make sure that your first 10 seconds, first bit of the video is brilliant at pulling your audience in. But you don't need, you might think that you're not going to be great at videos, maybe standing in front of camera is not your sort of thing.
It is a skill. It is a skill to stand in front of a camera. And some people are more natural at it, but the more you do it,
the better you'll get. 100% you'll get so much better. But it's as long as you're providing your customers with the content that they want, they won't really care about the quality. As long as the audio is there and they can listen to what you're saying at first. If you're really nervous and you're not, it's completely understandable. Some people just aren't happy with standing in front of a camera and talking, which we completely get that. But as long as your content is quality and you're providing your audience with the information that they desire, then your videos are only going to get better and better and get more views.
Yes, and you need to look at which of your videos are getting the most engagement and then continue that kind of content. You know, if you've done a video about, for us, for example, we've done a video about the colour blue and its history and why certain companies have chosen blue.
Yeah. That
got quite a lot of content. So we decided to do more. We got a few subscribers and some listens. Give it a watch, guys. It's proper good.
Yeah.
So we've done a couple more in the series. We've done red and we've done green as well.
Yeah.
It's what people are interested in. So pay attention to which of your posts will get engagement. And the whole point of this conversation is about Facebook engagement. And we've said that videos get really good engagement. So make sure you do some videos.
Yeah, definitely. It's as with the images as well. If you're wanting to do some behind the scenes, it makes your business look more human, because you're showing people the effort that you're going through to give your audience what they want, if that makes sense. So you're seeing all the behind the scenes of what everyone's doing, and then normally only your audience see the final product that you get. Whereas if you've got behind the scenes, it shows the whole human aspect behind the business. So images again really work well on social media as well. And
so most businesses, they tend to treat Facebook as a way of driving traffic to their website. See it as a marketing tool, but and not necessarily about engagement and brand awareness and brand loyalty, which is probably what you should be more focusing on. The way we kind of look at when we're posting is it's 70% fun and 30% sales. It's if you are constantly posting about buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this, people are going to turn off and they're not going to buy anything.
Exactly.
So most businesses probably treat Facebook, I mean this is a sweeping statement, I'm sure not all of you do, but I think most businesses treat Facebook as a way to drive traffic to their website. See it as just like an additional marketing tool.
Channel to use.
Rather than creating a following, a brand loyalty, building your brand, establishing your brand.
Tribe.
Yeah, we've mentioned that before about tribe. So you should treat Facebook as it's kind of like its own entity. And the way we do it with us and with clients is probably, I would say, 70% fun and 30% work. Because if you were doing 100% work, which is 100% buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this, people are going to turn off. They're not going to buy because they'll be sick of you. If you do about 70% of fun content, engaging content, free content, tips, tools, handy hints, videos, podcasts, photos, and then 30% of it is, this is my product that's available to buy on my website, here's a link to it, and this is how it will help you. That's a lot better because people are more likely to click on your product because they like your other content.
Yeah, exactly.
They like your brand, they like you, they like what you stand for. So don't just treat Facebook as a way to drive people to your website.
I always think about when you buy products, and what the beforehand. I mean, very rarely have I bought a product without reading something beforehand.
Yes.
Or looking at something that they're offering to me, if that makes sense. And you need to make sure that the content that you're offering to them is informative. It gives them something that they're interested in before, because obviously if you do that, then they're going to be like, oh, I'll read another article that they've written. Oh, I'll read another one.
Or it could be a fun meme that you really like.
Exactly.
I'm a fan of memes. I love a good meme. There's a few shops I follow, and I haven't bought anything from them, but I think they do really good engaging content.
Yeah, and it's just all about building that relationship with your customers.
To wrap up this bit about the Facebook engagement, is they looked at the engagement on a daily basis, and they found that weekends have a higher overall page engagement than weekdays. It's about 13% more interactions.
Ooh, okay.
Which is a bit weird when you think about it, because if you're a business, I know not all businesses are 9 to 5, but you would assume that businesses are Monday to Friday 9 to 5.
Yep.
But weekends are when people are more likely to be scrolling through their Facebook.
Definitely.
They're going to be liking, they're going to be watching the videos, they're going to be tagging the mates and the memes.
Lying in, morning, sat there in bed.
So it's interesting. I think this is where you should just experiment. Try posting business stuff during the week and try posting business stuff during the weekend. Mix it up a bit, and you need to then follow up with your analytics and your insights. So you need to measure what you're putting out there, otherwise how do you know if it's working? So 1 week, post a business link on the weekend, and then the next week post it during the week. See which gets more engagement. You're going to have to try it more than once though. Don't think this is going to be an instant win. It's about taking the time, it's nurturing the relationships with your followers, it's about growing their brand loyalty, growing your tribe, as we said earlier. So that bit is a bit more time consuming, but you will get good results, because if you realise that you're getting your best engagement on a Saturday at 6 in the evening,
then you know when to post.
Then you know when to post your sell links, your buy me links. So yes, Facebook, it's just about taking the time with it and learning what works for you.
Yeah, it's as with anything. You need to make sure that you put time and effort into it. If you put time and effort into it, then you're gonna be rewarded.
Facebook Insights are great. They seem a bit daunting. If you're interested, we'll do a podcast all about how to read insights and your analytics on your social media channels, because if you don't record it and you don't measure it, then how do you know if it's working?
Yeah, exactly.
So stay tuned for that, actually. That's a great idea. We're going to do that.
Yeah.
Podcast or a video all about analytics.
Woo.
It may not sound jazzy, but it's important. Trust us. Actually, I love looking at analytics, seeing what my top post was, and then trying to figure out why it was really good.
Yeah.
I like that. Fabulous.
So,
what we're going to talk about. We're trying a slightly shorter podcast this week to see if that works.
I don't think it's that short, this podcast.
No, actually, we've rambled quite a bit.
I don't think it is.
We're trying to make our podcast shorter with great content, but we've just rambled just as much.
Yeah.
So, we've only got 2 stories.
Apologies.
So, what is the second thing and final thing that we're going to chat about?
So, it is about sort of Google rankings. So, if your competitors are breaking the rules of ranking, don't copy them. So, for example, your competitors might be doing something that's against Google guidelines, and for some reason they're ranking really well for them. So they might be on the front page of Google for whatever keyword.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you should automatically be like, right?
No, don't do it.
I'm copying them. If they can do it, why can't we do it?
What is it your parents say? Well, if they jumped off a bridge, would you?
Yeah.
Don't do what your mates do just because your mates have done it.
Yeah. So as an example, directory links. So say this business has been building directory links, and it's been working well for them. Just don't do it. Just don't do it because eventually it will catch up to them.
Google will find them.
Yeah, it just doesn't. It might work in the short term. Brilliant, it might work for them, but in the long term, it will catch up to them, and the rank will just steadily decrease because it just doesn't work. So there's no point of copying someone. It's if they're doing well, if that makes sense. If they're copying it and doing it wrong, don't copy them. You need to make sure that you're following the right guidelines.
Yeah.
If you've got clients, you wouldn't say to your clients, "Oh, by the way, break these guidelines."
Here's a sneaky rule.
Yeah, and you'll rank high, because they're going to come back and be like, "Well, we're not ranking anymore, and it's all your fault," or something along the lines of that. It's common sense, really.
Yeah.
You know, if they're using a specific technique that's pretty against Google guidelines, you need to just make sure that you don't copy them. It's just as simple as that. It's
like if someone's speeding.
Yeah.
They get away with it, and then you speed, and then you don't. Just because other people are speeding, don't speed.
Yeah. It's honestly as simple as that. I know this area's just quick, short interjection, really. This one, rather than a news story.
Yeah, we've got a video talking about good tools to help increase your SEO, which is search engine optimization, and we've got in the pipeline some more in-depth ones going over each tool that we mentioned in our overview, going into much more detail about how you do them.
Which can help you actually gain rankings through Google.
The legit way.
Within their guidelines.
Yeah, guidelines.
And it's just such a more appropriate way to use it. But yeah, no, don't copy people. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed if you do. Yeah.
Right, I'm going to have some of these chocolate biscuits now that we've finished. That's it for this podcast. Thank you for listening. Stay up to date with all things Passport to Success. We'll see you in the next video. We're going to go eat some chocolate biscuits now.
Bye!